Hi, I want to talk about some old buildings. And you see here it's from the old World Fairs. And you can see here they said it was temporary, those buildings. But from the picture, we all can see that it's not temporary. It's made of massive stone here, and even the water you can see it's nothing. You have to have real stuff to hold water, and you also see the nice ship here, all the details they have carved into all the things. It's massive, it's huge. And well, they call it temporary buildings. Yes, they are temporary when they plan to tear them down. Then they can say they are temporary, because you can say that of a house too. If you have plans to tear it down, you can say it was temporary, so they can twist the lie in that way. And but how on earth were they able to build those buildings, I wonder? Because they cannot build them today, because we don't have the technology. So how on earth did they manage to build those nice buildings uh, just a couple of 100 years ago, and 100 years? How were they able to do it? Because as we're told, they at that time they have horses and buggies. They lived in sheds, and they had a lack of food, and there was poor conditions for them. They struggled enough with themselves, and no advanced tools at all, and they didn't have any large lifts, and yet they managed to build these buildings. And also when they were so poor, and also the cities where maybe had few inhabitants, maybe 1,000 or a little bit more or less, 2,000. And you can see also they have these great post offices, and they had, that looked like castles, while themselves they lived in sheds. But they managed to they prioritized to have a nice post office where they themselves were struggling with food, and so on. And how did they transport the materials, with with their horses? And how did they cut out the stone in those large blocks and made that were yeah, they were massive. You cannot even the lifts today, it's yeah. So what you see here, and also let's see here. Here is another one from an old fair. It's the buildings are massive, and so how were they able to build this? Um, we are told many was founded in the 17th and 1800s, and they will have us to believe that they built it. But eh, yeah, that's what we're told in the history books. But they say they are founded, and it's more likely found, like in discovered. So they just renamed the label. Um, in the Bible, it says, we can look at some more pictures, and here's another one with a lot of nice waters here, and some of them have light bulbs that lights up the whole area. Before we had them, so they sure had technology back then that maybe they are hiding from us. And let's see here. We have some more here. Here is something that you can see the whole area here with water and everything. It doesn't look temporary at all. It looks like they're trying to hide something from us. That's what it looks like with all those nice water and details. And here we see more of it. And everyone, we wonder how where is it from, those buildings? It says in the Bible, it says, after the millennium reign, the 1,000 year, after the 1,000 years, the devil will be set loose from his prison and he will deceive the nation. How is it possible to deceive any after such a reign? Well, maybe by changing our history. Everything we learn from ordinary schools to our education today, we are fed with lies. Uh, but the mystery to how they are built are in second Baruch. And that's interesting. It is in chapter 74, and there we have the solution to how they built in the millennial reign. So maybe this is the remnant of that. So here is how they built it. For it says, for the works shall of themselves speedily advance, together with those who do them in much tranquility. Uh, for that time is the consummation of that which is corruptible, and the beginning of that which is not corruptible. Therefore, those things which were predicted shall belong to it. Therefore, it is far away from evils and near to those things which die not. I wish you a pleasant day, and if you we can look at some more here. Let me see here if there is. Yeah, there's some more from the expedition and some beautiful cathedral, and so it's so we have it in the Bible. There's the answer to everything for us in all ways. So yeah. So feel free to like and subscribe, and if you have a suggestion to what topics you may want to have, leave it in a comment, or yeah. I wish you have a wonderful day and talk to you later.